Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So the article up today for Faith and Fury is none other than a chapter focus for the Black Templars. This has been the talk of the community now for the past couple of months. Are they going to get their own supplement? Are they going to be part of the Imperial Fist supplement? But it all fell inside that they are going to be part of the Faith and Fury book 2. Now in this article it has rules, it has some other stuff in there. We're just going to be going over it, speaking about it all, what I like, what I don't like, and also, just give my general opinion on it. So let's jump in and let's get started. So right at the top of the article, it has the Black Templars are part of the second Psychic Awakening book. It's a perfect match. They go on to say, in fact, they have an entire codex supplement worth of awesome rules within its pages. So today we're taking a quick peek at some of our favorites. Now, if they had an entire codex supplement worth of awesomeness, why did they get their old codex supplement worth of awesomeness? Why have they put it into this book? I'm going to say it's more or less down to they want it to sell. Well, personally, I think it would have sold anyway because it's got a ton of Chaos stuff in there. All the Chaos players have been waiting for their rules and stuff. So I think this would have sold okay on its own. I personally think that the Black Templars should have got their own codex supplement. They are recognized to have that. They have the rules, they have the characters to fill out a codex supplement, and we all know that they have tons and tons of awesome lore, heraldry, all different types of, patterns and stuff like all the supplements go over. They can have that. So it is kind of mind-boggling why they've put it into this book. So we really start the article as who are the Black Templars? The Black Templars are a successor chapter of the Imperial Fist, created during the second founding in the wake of the Horus Heresy. They were led by Sigismund, by the way, the greatest Astartes that ever lived. Sigismund is boss, the Emperor's champion, whose swordsmanship and remorseless death dealing were legendary, probably the most legendary Astartes that ever lived. Again, he's just, oh boy, good old Sigismund. He immediately set forth on a crusade with a full strength of his newly founded chapter behind him. 10 millennia later, the Black Templars still rove the galaxy in crusading fleets, purging aliens, traitors, and heretics wherever they may be found. Okay, so let's jump in with the rules and let's start with one of the tactics. So this one is called Righteous Zeal. Of course, Black Templars, they're all zealous because they're amazing. When a charge roll is made for a unit with this tactic, you can re-roll all the dice. In addition, when a model with this tactic would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, roll 1d6 on a 5+, that wound is not lost. So it's Templars charging, getting into melee combat, and slicing and dicing and purging in the Emperor's glorious name. Now, of course, one of my big problems about this, personally, this is my personal view, is that I really wish that Primaris had more of a melee aspect to their force. I know we have Reavers and stuff at the moment, but they're just not very effective for me. You can argue, with the aggressors and the power fists, they're pretty cool and stuff like that, but I just want something like, I don't know, sword guys when it comes to Primaris. I'm not, sword brethren, just something which is fantastically Black Templarish that also Primaris can take into battle as well. Again, that is just my personal opinion. Now, if you take a full army of Black Templars, that's, if you're not mix and matching and stuff like that, you get your own very special doctrine. I say it's the Assault Doctrine, but it's specialised for Black Templars. And this is called Knights of Sigismund. Glorious, glorious Sigismund brothers. Whilst the Assault Doctrine is active when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by a Black Templar model with this ability against a unit that is not a vehicle in a turn, which that model made a charge move or performed a heroic intervention, and a modified hit roll of 6 automatically scores a hit and successively wounds the target. You basically don't make a wound. So it's kind of like the Vanguard Marine tactic where when they shoot and on hit rolls of 6, it automatically wounds. This one, if you roll your hit roll, it counts as an automatic wound instead. So the way I kind of like this one is that when you have Space Marines now, again, Space Marines or Primaris, with the assault, shock assault tactic, sorry, I'm tripping over all my words, you get an extra attack. Now, if you have a massive unit of guys, of course, and you take them in and you charge, or someone charges you, you get that bonus attack. So you can put down a lot of damage if the dice gods are on your side. And of course, if you're scoring 6s with them, it's automatically wounding as well. Make sure you have like your chapter master next to him, like Helbret next to him, re-rolling all the hit rolls and stuff like that. If you really want to take the chance and try and get more sixes, then that could be even more absolutely amazing when it comes to dealing damage. And when it comes to melee, again, the only problem I find with this edition, in 8th edition, is that getting into melee combat can sometimes be a bit of a pain, because the game, I've personally found from my experience, is very ranged. Like, the amount of dagger I can shoot with my Imperial Fist Force with a Stalker Bolt does damage to AP minus, is it AP minus 3? Or I think it's AP minus 3 in Devastating Doctrine. You can really just chew through people and vehicles like there's no tomorrow. So it's just getting your people into that melee and then unleashing something like this, which is, of course, going to be cool. It goes into a bit more information. It says, in addition to the updated data sheets for unique units, High Marshal Helbrecht, Chapter and Grimaldis, the Emperor's Champion, and iconic Crusader squads, Faith and Fury includes some incredible thematic rules, which to marshal your Black Templars crusade. So new warlord traits, stratagems, relics, and even a bespoke set of litanies. This is the really cool thing. I love litanies. Litanies have become a big part of my Imperial Fist army anyway, and when you come to Black Templars, you actually get a whole different set of litanies dedicated to your Black Templars. Hopefully we'll get to see some of them very, very soon, because again, bringing chaplains and stuff is cool again. I absolutely love bringing not champions, well, I love bringing chapter champions, but I also love bringing chaplains to my game. They look amazing on the battlefield, and they also add a lot to your force now as well. Now, one of the warlord traits they're showing off is called Piety, which is basically like an anti-psyker kind of thing, because we know like the Black Templars hate the psykers so much. Deny the witch, burn the witch, purge the witch, all that kind of stuff. This warlord can attempt to resist one psychic power in your opponent's psychic phase in the same manner as a psyker by taking Deny the Witch test. When they deny the witch test is taken for this warlord, you add 1 to the total. So that's basically it. If you're having problems, or your friends bring in a lot of psychers and you have a full Templar army, maybe this is for you. To be completely fair, I don't really come across a lot of psychers anymore. But they're saying that though, I don't really play against a lot of Xenos factions. It's more or less Marines who are taking out the librarians and putting more dagger in there and stuff like that. So maybe you do have some friends who like to bring like a weird boy, or some Xenos or some heresy kind of psychic stuff. So this is for you to deny that. And here we go. This is one of the litanies, which is of course dedicated to the Black Templars, and of course it's very Black Templarish. If this it's called Fires of Devotion. If this litany is inspiring, select one friendly Black Templar unit within 6 inches of this model. If that unit makes a charge move or performs a heroic intervention, add 1 to the attack characteristics of the models in that unit until the end of the turn. So this is what I'm talking about now. If you add that to Righteous Zeal, where of course 6s generate wounds, and the shock assault stuff where you get an extra attack as well, you can really start stacking your attacks up. You can really start focusing, right, I'm just going to go in all out. I'm going to cast a litany, Fires of Devotion, on these bloody sword guys. I'm going to run in and I'm just going to slice and dice and just cut through this entire unit. Full on Black Templars, as you expect Black Templars to be played. So if it does turn out good and it does work out good, then yeah, I definitely think you could be slicing and dicing your way through the enemy with ease. And adding to that, this potential stratagem could be another thing you can use. So this is called Shock and Awe. This is 1 command point. Use this stratagem in your charge phase. Select 1 Black Templar infantry unit from your army that is disembarked from a land raided Crusader this turn. Until the end of that turn, enemy units cannot fire Overwatch at selected units. When resolving an attack made against that unit, subtract 1 from the hit rolls. So it kind of has a bit of a downside, but if you can pull it off, so your bloody Land Raider comes forward and, I don't know, it spills out a bunch of Terminators, Lightning Claws, Shields, Thunder Hammers, all that kind of awesome carnage you can think, and then the unit can't fight Overwatch on you, and you just steamroll in there and just start smashing up. And again, you have the Black Templar, the Fires of Devotion, maybe there's a chaplain there casting stuff on him. You have stuff like Righteous Zeal and all that kind of filthy stuff. You can really start getting into the lines and start causing mayhem. But again, it's all about getting your troops to the front line and getting them in that melee combat. And lastly in the article, we get a look at one of the relic weapons. This is called Sword of Judgment. Model with this power sword or one mastercrafted power sword only. This relic replaces a power sword or a mastercrafted power sword and has the following profile: Sword of Judgment, range melee, type melee, strength +1, AP -3, and damage is free. I think the Burning Blade is better than that, if I'm not mistaken. Please, someone prove me wrong. But is that worth taking over the Burning Blade? I haven't got my bloody rule book next to me at the moment, so I can't really look at it, and it's all downstairs. I'm so sorry. But there we go. Relics, a little glimpse at the stratagems, more stuff, some litanies and stuff. I'm very, very much looking forward to this book, because not only for the rule side for the Templars, but I also want to find out the lore side of the Templars as well. I want to know what Grimaldus has been up to. I want to know where Helbrecht is. I want to know the Emperor's Champion, more stuff about him. Can you take him as Primaris format? All these questions that I want answered. I know it's mostly just me wish listing and stuff, but I just want this all to be in the book, and I'm scared it's not going to be in the book because it's not dedicated to the Templars as one army, where I think if they did it as one Codex Supplement Black Templars, they could have filled it out with so much more information and give us a lot more stuff. So fingers crossed that it has this stuff and it's not just scratching the surface, because the Templars deserve all the love in the world, because they are one, if not the most popular faction when it comes to Space Marines. I know there's but Space Wolves going, how dare you! I howl for Roos and stuff like that. It's Templars, they're awesome. You just have to live with it. Alright, Chaperonios, that is me done for another video. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching. As always, leave your thoughts, feedback and everything like that down in the comment section, and we can have a nice little talk about it down there. Are you looking forward to the Templar stuff? Do you wish they had their own Codex Supplement just like me? And what do you expect from this book? Do you expect big things for the Templars, or do you think it's just got to kind of just brush over the top of it and, not really go that much into it? Just post it below and we can have a nice little happy conversation down there about it. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching once again. See you now, and bye-bye.